Hey, it's your girl KV back with another review for what's this? Traitors. We are watching Traitors, okay? This review, I think I'm gonna just go ahead and do 2 and 3. Cause yeah, I'm gonna just do those both together. 2 is called The Death Conga. Okay? Cracked me all the way up. 2 had me in stitches laughing. And 3 had me like like legit. So, season 4, episode 2, The Death Conga, Traitors. And is a gamer. He would make sense. Mark and Eric would be wild cards, okay? So at the breakfast, they talking about the situation. And Portia like, oh, what happened? Tell me about the situation. They're like, girl, you. When you ran up on Candace. She said, oh, I forgot that happened, girl. That was light work. That was light work. Dorinda come in. She cried. They give us, oh, Dorinda, you made it. You made it to the breakfast room. We know you didn't make it to the breakfast room last. Hey, everybody else. Good job, Dorinda. You made it through the night, okay? They get sweet little Ian from Big Brother up out of here. They said he was a threat. He won Big Brother. And I said, yeah, if they can just go and target the housewives because they're housewives, target the gamers because they actually do strategy. Okay, that's what really makes sense. Tiffany does this emotional toast for her fellow big brethren. Natalie, who is it? Was it Natalie and Jam Jam? One of them was like, is this suspicious? Is it suspicious? Natalie and somebody, not Jam Jam. So Alan comes in, does the whole, dramatic picture drop and tell them about their mission for later on. He says something about throne or something like that. And they're like, are we being thrown or like a throne? Right? So they're like, maybe we catapulting something. So Monet Exchange gonna say, I want Rob R to throw me. And Jim Jam was like, me next. And why have people been putting like when a fine dude say something to you, flirting, when an ugly dude say something to you sexual? That is not right, but Monet is, I told you, man, put a beard on Monet. Put a beard on Monet. So yes, y'all, cracking me up. But at this point, I know I'm wrong because you see I'm doing 2 and 3. At this point, I'm looking at Jam Jam, and Ron. And my third pick was Donna because I'm like, she do be kind of quiet. Like she playing too humble. She playing too humble, but we'll get there. So now people chilling, talking, suspicion people out. Ron and a few other people are all in the group, and Portia is just yapping away, y'all. Portia said something. I hear her say, "Got Ian killed." Some they hear, "I killed Ian," or It was stupid the way they heard it because I'm like, it sounds like to me like she said, "Got Ian killed," not "I killed Ian." It was weird, but they. Ron swears that she said she killed Ian, and you heard that? Did you hear that? Ron, that little tiny voice getting on my nerve. Getting on my nerve. Tiffany is thinking that it's Donna because she's just not talking strategy at all. She's just like, oh, I'm so happy to be here. Oh, I'm just a little old grandma. I'm just, just sitting here, my boys. And girl. Colton is like, listen, I'm scared of the Swifties. I ain't trying to vote Donna out. And then Portia is yapping away still. She's like, because if we kill a faithful and banish, it's going to be 2 faithfuls a day. So they're like, girl, what you, And what she said wasn't wrong. I'm like, it would. If y'all banish, everybody has to banish somebody. So if we banish somebody, they was just listening too hard at that point. It was just listening way too hard. They start But at this point, she's talking so fast and so much that people are just like, yeah, that sounds funny too. So they're trying to create a diversion. Somebody get up like, yeah, I'm going to go over here. So Portia gets up like, yeah, I'm going to go over here. And then they all end up coming back over there like, y'all heard her say that? Ron is lining them up to get on his side, child. So now it's mission time. They learned that they gotta push these chariots, okay? They're not gonna come down off their chariots and throw tomatoes with you, sweetheart, okay? They gotta sit up on these chariots. 3 of them. They got somebody sitting in each one. The rest of them gonna be pushing them up there. They gotta go back to the castle. They like, the castle? That's kind of far. But, okay, here we go. They will have 3 stops in the forest where they're supposed to find money. It'll also be shields stashed out in the forest for them to find. And if they get a shield token, they'll be able to upseat whoever is on the throne. Whoever is sitting up there when they get back to the castle will be safe from elimination. I said, ooh, just 3? They messy. They messy. So, the people that still, yeah, I said that right. They have 45 minutes to get it done. If they don't get it done and they don't get back in 45 minutes, they don't all get back in 45 minutes, they don't get no money, no nothing. No shields, nothing. I said, well, that's crazy. I'm trying to put my stuff on D&D. There we go. They don't get nothing. Tiffany, Candace, and Caroline are all seated first. First stop, Monet Exchange gets a token. They give it to Lisa because they like, listen, what I look like being a big old man sitting up in there, my heavy self having them push me. Like, they will resent me and I ain't got time for it no way. Steven does the same thing, gives his token to Dorinda. Finds some money, yeah. Second stop, Steven gets another one. He gives his shield back to Caroline for her to get up there. Mara finds and keeps a seat. Third stop, Colton gets a token. And at this point, Colton is like, baby, we on the way back to the castle. This is my token. This is my token. Let me sit on down, take my seat. Unseats Lisa. Lisa like, dang. So, who found it? I think Rob found the token. And he didn't really know what to do with it. And he said Jam Jam was looking at him with them puppy dog eyes. And so he was just like, hey. And Jam Jam goes over there. He's looking like, who's he gonna take? But he's very, very timid about it. So it would give the impression that you just doing this just to say you're doing it. Like, if you needed to be safe, you just gonna go hop in the seat. You don't care who you upseat. And he just kind of like, and Mara, don't you die. You better not. You better not. She was getting on my nerves with that. She was getting on my nerves big time with that. So at this point, Michael comes over there. Michael comes over there and he's like, yo, we're not supposed to play. I wanna do it. Give me that. I think I need the shield. I'm gonna be going home tonight, man. I need the shield. And Jam Jam is just starting to get flustered and he sees that Michael is getting aggressive. He don't know if this man gonna wrestle him down for this token. So he just run over there, drop the token in there. Mara, get up. It's mine. And so they're both mad at him because they feel like he's not vulnerable for murder. But it don't matter. He got the token. He ain't got to give it to you. Mara is saying that she thinks that he's a traitor because he wanted the shield so bad. I said, you wanted the shield. You understand that? See, pretty bad too, ma'am. I don't understand. I don't understand. They get $22,500 with 10 minutes to spare once they get back. Caroline, Yam Yam, and Colton are the ones that are seated and safe. Michael feels that he needs to say that it wasn't fair that he couldn't make a plea for the shield because he's vulnerable out here. And they just want him to go home. Alan is like, something we can discuss at the round table. And they're like, yeah. So back at the house, they're talking about Donna. They're trying to pick her brain because they're suspicious, okay? She's not giving anything. She's just sitting there like a bump on a log. Like, she might as well have on some meta glasses and be recording everything for somebody because she just sitting there not saying a word. Like, not saying a word. Most of the housewives was huddled up and they think it's Donna as well. We see Michael being scared that he's up for elimination. And he's like, but watch how I handle myself, because he's from New York, okay? He's from New York. I said, baby, it's giving, I'm your Vanna. That bitch from CAU. Okay? That's what Michael might as well be saying. I'm your Vanna. I'm that. Okay? Look at how I handle myself. Okay, boy. Portia is still just a yapping. She's like, well, we know it's for traitors and da-da-da. And they're like, but how do you know it's for traitors? I was like, that's an easy guess / assumption to make. Now y'all just, since Portia said one thing that set off antennas, everything that she says now is going to be antennas. And now that more people are hearing it, it's like, oh, Portia, let somebody else talk. You don't have to fill the space so much, because it's got you sent home. Gosh. So at some point, I think it was at breakfast or something, she was like, oh, Lord, don't y'all start targeting people with the big personalities. We're the ones that make it fun. I said, exactly. The big personalities and the drag queens. They make it fun. And then we get left with all these mostly serious, boring gamers. And it's like, okay, I guess. I wanted to watch something with a little entertainment with some punchlines and stuff. Not just, yeah, this is my strategy and I'm going to take them out this way. Like, okay, I guess. That's why I don't really watch Survivor and Big Brother. It's just like, I had a phase of my life where I loved all those crazy shows. I would watch the Road Rules. I would watch the, what was the other one? The Challenge, Road Rules, Fear Factor. I would watch all that stuff. But once MTV, like that first wave of like Challenge and all that, I was over it. So all the Big Brother and Survivor stuff, I was just never into it. So I'd be annoyed when it's down to the gamers. Down to mostly gamers. So it's roundtable time. They're accusing Donna. She's defending herself, saying it just doesn't make sense to get her out. She doesn't even have backup, anybody to save her. She's low-hanging fruit, for Christ's sakes. I'm like, what they got to do with anything? They was like, you can still be a traitor girl, and they got nothing to do with nothing. Ron speaks up, and he's like, well, I got these 3 moments against one person, and it's Portia. Between the situation with the situation with Candace, when she said, I killed Ken, when they heard I killed Ken, she didn't say, it sounded like got in killed, not I in killed. Like, that's just so stupid. So, and then what was the other one? Something else. Me and Candace are like, but y'all don't know Baby D. Y'all don't know Baby D. Y'all have heard of 265 days, okay? Y'all have heard where are the train tracks. This girl ain't out there. It just be slipping out, you know? Just like your whole daughter and your injured son. It just be slipping out, okay? She just be saying stuff sometimes. That don't mean that's what she really mean. Jeez. They get to accusing Portia, and she's just looking so defeated. She's just like, well, I'm not a traitor. I'm a faithful, and da-da-da this. And she can't even, like, she don't even have it in her to muster up the energy to defend herself in a way that would people be like, oh, okay, she was just, talking fast and drinking. She had a long day. You see how she looked? It took her a while to get dressed. She just tired. You see, she went from, you see, type deal. And baby, Candace calls out Donna, saying that it's her typical deflection. She think it's her. Ron's like, dang, how much I got left? Ron's like, what, Portia? Everybody stay focused on Portia. Michael talking about the shields and how we got rid of Ian, and everybody looking at him like, we? Who is we? That right there, hearing him hollering about a shield and say something about some we killed Ian, that would have made me pick Michael over hearing somebody said they might have heard Portia say this over here. I would have been looking at Michael like, y'all did what? Right. No, nothing, don't worry about it. Yeah. So now he's mad. And it's just dumb because he's just crying about this shield. Now he's screaming about how it's time to vote. Everybody annoyed. Adam's like, you're right, let's vote. So now it's weird because I would have went with him. But we see that that's not how everybody feels. They voted Portia out. Lisa and Colton were in that number when they both know they should have been voting for Donna. Colton knew that his mind was on Donna. He let them sway him. Lisa, you're a housewife. How dare you? This is the first round table. You ain't standing on 10 toes worth of damn. I can see when we get later on in the game and it's really looking like a traitor finna win. But you gonna try to take your housewife off a rip. I was just, you know you need your ass beat, okay? Portia, my baby was so defeated, y'all. She just up there. She just like, you know, I fight for the people I'm gonna fight for, but I'm a faithful. Have fun. Have good luck with y'all game, I guess. Man. Just sweet on. I was sad. So now Donna is over there talking about, you know, they asking her, Donna, so how you feel? Oh, you know, I'm just here and I'm fangirling over all you people actually. And yeah, it's just such an honor to be here. I'm just, you know, a mother. I'm just a mother. But some people suspicion her out because they're like, girl, you playing all humble. They sit out to the side. She's been on TV before. This lady ain't no, look at her son's been famous. Been famous. And so somebody says it in her face too, like, yeah, but girl, you done been around some people. And she's like, I mean, I have been Elton John. They're like, exactly. And I'm like, exactly. That should tell y'all everything right there, because how's you fangirling over some housewives when you done been around Elton John? Your son is Travis Kelce, so anybody in the NFL you want to meet, you probably have. Your daughter-in-law is about to be Taylor Swift. Girl, stop playing with us. Stop playing with us. This was the part when I started being like, okay, it's not Ron. He just, you know, was a dog with a bone. Donna, though, suspicion, okay? So the Traitors learned that they got a murder in plain sight. There's some cards behind pictures in the kitchen. They got to find which picture, find the cards, which gonna hold the short list, and then they're gonna decide who has to do, who they're gonna murder. And then they gotta burn it in the breakfast room, okay? If they're successful, they can meet the secret traitor. But if they're not successful, no meat, no murder. Candace is so flustered and it's giving suspicion. I'm like, girl, calm down. They're like, Candace, you handled yourself well at the table. She's like, did I? I don't even remember what I said. I don't remember what I said. Pouring out water. I'm like, girl, take a deep breath and reset. But they're worried that they're not going to be able to get everybody out this kitchen to get this murder done. Murder in plain sight, okay? So Lisa ends up taking a few of the people in the kitchen to the bar, getting them away. And now Candy Guy said, you know what we should do? A conga line. Yeah, let's do a conga line. Okay, Rob C is off to the side and he is suspicion the hell out of Candace, okay? He like, I think they finna do a murder in plain sight. Tiffany, don't you drink nothing. Don't you eat nothing. Don't you take nothing that nobody give you. Later on, we see him talking to Mark. Don't you hug nobody. Don't you kiss nobody. Don't you touch nobody. Rob C is like, baby, I know what's happening. So Rob C and Tiffany are off hiding in the study while the conga line is coming through. Rob R and somebody else are in the kitchen. So when it comes to it, they're like, come on, let's go do it. And Rob makes sure he in the back. And then he goes for a little bit. And then he's like, I'm not doing this. And then he goes back into the kitchen. He already knew which picture it was behind because you can see the picture. He goes, gets the cards, and then he looks, sees who's on the short list. Monet Exchange, Rob C, Tara, and Kristen. Okay? Rob finds Lisa and asks her, does she want to play some chess? He assigns some pieces, the short list name people, and they slick almost get caught because Tara comes up on there and she sits at their chess game like, and so they get a little nervous. They move the pieces back like, okay, which one we gonna start with? Da, da, da. And they just start kind of rambling, talking in circles or whatever. So she kind of gets bored with trying to suspicion them out. And she just turns on around and starts talking. And so then they, you know, get a chance to decide on who it's gonna be. Love Island Rob takes the card to the breakfast room, burns it up. Murder. Season 4, episode 3. Show me your faces, okay? Breakfast time, it's breakfast time. Feed your body, feed your mind. Don't forget about breakfast time. Now eat it. Eat it. Y'all remember that from Nick back in the day? Nick Jr. So they had breakfast. Colton, Caroline, and Yam Yam are there, and they're talking about how Michael be deflecting about, well, Michael has deflected them from getting Donna out. Jam feels like Michael is a traitor because he's annoying, okay? Candace is shocked that Ron went for Portia when everybody was focused on Donna. Like, everybody, like, we're trying to get Donna out. Why was he talking about Portia? And we see she was a faithful, so like, come on. But Portia really didn't take up for herself well. It's like all the yapping you did to get yourself here, for you to be this silent and quiet, being confronted. Girl, she was immediately defeated. You could tell, like, she did not have the energy for nothing. So Tiffany gonna tell Michael, I know Jam would've, he made me vote for you. If I wouldn't have voted for you, he would have killed me, and I think he the traitor. Tiffany is crazy. So we see that Rob Steve was mad. I said good, because he was on to my girl. He was on to my girl because he had asked her, are you the one that started the conga line? She was like, huh? Yeah, me? Yeah. We saw, he was like, it's going to be a murder in plain sight. It's going to be a murder in plain sight. Don't you take nothing from nobody. She said, well, these are regular Skittles. I just needed a snack. And then we see a little clip where he was suspicious Lisa and Rob while they was playing chess. So he made it real easy to go ahead and get got. But he knew what was going on. He knew right exactly what was going on. Love Island Rob was like, it's only room for one Rob. Period. Candace does a toast. She's doing the most. A lot of people online, like on Twitter, was just like, oh, Candace needs to be quiet. Candace needs to calm down. I said, but that's not her personality. If Candace was quiet and didn't do the most, I feel like that would really get people to be like, is she always this quiet? You know, the housewives usually be, we used to the housewives being, you know, is she? I feel like that would make her suspicious if she wasn't doing the most. Michael is mad and yelling, saying, oh, I don't play games. I don't play games. Yam Yam like, this is literally a game. They going back and forth. I think you're a traitor. I think you're a traitor. Michael, why is you here? Oh my gosh. He's just there, bro. He's just there. Alan comes in. He gives hints about it being a murder in plain sight, but I don't think most people catch it. So they find out at this moment that they're going to have a round table before the mission. So they go disperse to discuss who to consider. Tiffany and Michael go to the secret room, and she tells them, listen, you got to calm down. You coming at Jam so hard, and it's just doing too much. Most of the people is looking at Donna, thinking it's her, but some want Ron, some want Michael. I'm trying to think. Anytime Donna's approached, does she say, I'm a faithful, I'm not a traitor? Or does she just go into, oh, I'm just so happy to be here? But are you a faithful? Candace is like, it's Ron because he threw Portia under the bus, so he had to be trying to save and distract us from himself. They claim that no one else heard it, but I'm like, y'all voted for it, though. It was convincing enough for y'all, so something. Colton is mad, and he want to now press Donna because he mad that he changed his answer from Donna to Portia. So, Donna, who you think? If you're trying to say you're supposed to be here, who you think? Michael goes on this diatribe that if he gets voted out, they let him go with the baddest that the Scotland House that ever seen. How dare you? You see a real wicked coming through? You better acknowledge me. You better pick up the phone when a real wicked call. I said, Michael, what is happening here? I don't know. Candy, what's happening? I don't know. Jesus. And he's the, if you're a traitor and you know it, clap your hands. You're literally proving their point that you're wasting a lot of time and you're distracting people from the goal of getting out a traitor, okay? Colton now wants to vote out Donna. Yeah, that's what you should have done the first time, you big stupid head. Okay. They do stay focused and they do get vote. They do vote Donna out. She gets to the circle of truth, and we find out that she was indeed a traitor. I said, not just any traitor, the secret traitor. Okay, like I said, once she started playing too humble, that's when I was like, no, I don't think it's Ron no more. I don't think it's Ron no more. You about to be Taylor Swift's mother-in-law. You are not impressed about this set of people. You're not. Stop that. For the mission, they will have to pair up with someone that they trust with their life. Tara and Candace like, yeah, girl, bring it on over. Candace in the confessional, she gonna say, yeah, I need Tara to stay because she got her wine curler and mine broke. I need to be able to do my hair. Ron ain't got no partner because don't nobody trust him. He was going so hard defending Donna, who turned out to be a traitor, and saying that Portia was a traitor, who turned out to be a faithful. So don't nobody trust him, okay? Mission time. One person got to get in the cage. One person got to go find these skull bones and stack them up in the correct order, okay? That's how they going to release their person from the cage. They decide who's going to be in the cage. They got 10 minutes to do this. Every player released, they get $5,000. Monet saves Natalie. Rob saves Mara. Steve saves Jam, right? Johnny was prancing through the woods. He never even came back. I guess he was trying to find all the bones first. He never even came back, baby. He took the whole 10 minutes and it was up before he came over there. I can't even remember who else got out because he came back like, what you mean? What you mean? I finally got out my bones. Boy, it's over. I know Eric was like, man, okay. So in the cage is still and vulnerable for murder. Lisa, Kristen, Eric, Ron, Caroline. The free people are shielded, so they get to go on back. The people that are in the cages are getting released, only to get tied to a tree and have to plead for their lives when the traitor comes to murder somebody in person, y'all. I said, what a mess. There's suspicion of Tiffany playing Michael because she had him to get in the cage. Colton is coming after Tiffany because, you know, why are you teaming up with Michael? We get it, but nah, girl, it's given that you got to take up for him because y'all both traitors. That's what it's given, even though we know that's not the case. If I was in the house, I would have my eyes on them. Candace says that Rob C came up when they're in the turret. Candace tells them that Rob C came up to her saying that, yeah, I think a murder is happening in plain sight. I think it's happening in plain sight. And so they're like, great job getting him out of here. But I'm like, girl, who else was in that kitchen? I feel like it was somebody else in that kitchen. So they might start getting suspicious of Candace. But she might be safe because they might be kind of like, last housewife we tried to get out of here, she was the faithful. Let's not mess it up again, okay? I feel like that might help her out. That might help her. So we also see, yeah, I already talked about that. He was onto them during the chess game too. So it's a lot of people to go through. I didn't feel like writing all them notes. But they go to the trees, they go outside, everybody tied up to the tree, they blindfolded, everybody pleading for their life, Eric doing the most. Oh, my ghost will haunt you if you murder me. Ron is like, you better get me while you can. You better get you while you got the chance, because I'm coming for you. I'm like, okay. Calm down. But yeah, that happened. And that is the episodes. See, look at that. 30 minutes for the both of them. I did right. I be using my thinker. Because I'm like, I can get this done in a decent time. And I did. And my short ribs should be, they should be at tenderization or real close to some tenderization. My potatoes should be mashable. And then I'm gonna do these green beans and head to my mama's house for Sunday dinner, y'all. So that I can watch our TV together. We be watching our ratchet TV together. So we're gonna be watching My Housewives, Potomac. That'll be Tuesday. And Married to Medicine. That'll be tomorrow. But thank y'all. I hope y'all out here watching. Like I said, let this be the show. And the year. The quarter. Let this be the quarter that your girl can get to monetization. I've been putting in the work. I'm getting consistent. It's a lot of videos out there. It ain't like I ain't been doing. I be consistent enough. Let's do this, y'all. Let's get your girl to some monetization, to some super chats, to some ads, to some something. Let's get me there. I want to get to the 500 by Q1, to the 1,000 by Q3. By the end of Q1, by the end of Q3. Like the video, share the video. What else? All the things. Comment, let me know you watching. Let me know what you think. Bye.